This fridge here is a Frigidaire. It was made in the United States of America, probably mid-1960s, 1964, 1965. It's still working. Now this fridge, the compressor has got a relay, which is this relay here, which the compressor uses for starting up. And this has got its own built-in overload as well. Now, you'll never be able to buy this anymore. This little wire on the overload burnt off here. There's a piece missing. So this relay no longer works. And I'll show you how I make this fridge run with a more modern type of relay. Okay, this is the compressor. There's 3 terminals coming out of the compressor. And there's this wire that ran up to the relay. Now this red one in the center is the start winding, and the black one, which is that one, is the run, and this is the common. So it runs up to this relay here. Now this relay was made by Danfoss. I've got a whole lot of them, but these are not new, but they probably were in use till about 10 years ago. Now this relay has got a little plunger inside that moves up and down. So when the compressor starts, the little plunger lifts up and puts contact onto the start winding, which is the red wire. And once the compressor starts, the plunger drops down and it runs through the common that goes through to your run winding. Now, with trial and error, you got to figure out which relay to put in. The little copper wire on the winding there, if the windings are too thin, the plunger will lift up, but it won't fall down. And if the windings are a thicker copper wire, it might not be able to pull the plunger up at all. So you got to find one that pulls it up and drops down again. So this one works fine here. And this overload is an overload out of a normal refrigerator. I just bridged it from your live wire onto the relay. And if the compressor can't start up, this relay will trip out. The way I figure out the right size, I let it run or let it try and start up for 15 seconds. And within 15 seconds, this should trip out. They normally trip out for a minute and a half or a minute, and restarts again, and then by then the compressor will start up. And that's how I modify these old compressors onto a more modern relay and make them work again.